I'm Dr. Christine Coker. I'm with the Mississippi State University Coastal Research and Extension Center. And today we're reading There's No Place Like Space, All About Our Solar System by Tish Robb and illustrated by Aristides Ruiz. There's no place like space. I'm the Cat in the Hat, and we're off to have fun. We'll visit the planets, the stars, and the sun. There's no place like space. I will prove it to you. Your mother will, not mind if I do. Jump in, here we go. We will fly up so high, we can dance on the moon and play games in the sky. We will swing past the stars, and in case you have missed them, you'll soon see the planets in our solar system. There are 8 of these planets that circle the sun, and soon you'll be able to name every one. Mercury's close to the sun's burning light. It's hot in the daytime, but freezing at night. On Venus, the weather is always the same. Hot, dry, and windy with no chance of rain. Can you guess the next planet? Well, here's a clue. It is my home and home to thing 1 and thing 2. You have been living on it each day since your birth. It is the third from the sun. It's our planet, Earth. It spins all the time, round and round like a top. It turns once every day, and it never will stop. This question had thing 1 and thing 2 in a tizzy. If the Earth's always spinning, why don't we feel dizzy? We don't feel the Earth as it spins on its way, because we're spinning right with it, right now, every day. Next, here is Mars. It's the color of rust. We sneeze here because it is covered with dust. Travel to Jupiter, and you will find it is bigger than all other planets combined. Saturn has rings. It's so light, who would think? It could float in an ocean and not even sink. A planet can have satellites that surround it. Uranus has lots of these objects around it. There are colors in space. I will show some to you. Neptune, planet 8, is a beautiful blue. We have all seen the planets, and now here's a trick to remember their names and remember them quick. Say Mallory for Mercury, or Valerie for Venus, Emily for Earth, or Michael for Mars, just Jupiter, save Saturn, up Uranus, 999 Neptune, nickels. The first letter of each of these words is the same as the first letter in each of the planets you name. Now here is a game you can play in the skies. Connect all the stars you can see with your eyes. It's star dot to dot. Use your imaginations and you'll see big pictures we call constellations. A star in the sky may look small, like a dot, but it's really a big glowing ball, and it's hot. And there's one star by far, that's our favorite one. We can't live without it. The star called the sun. From the Earth it looks big. There is one reason why. It's the closest to Earth of the stars in the sky. But be careful and never look right at the sun. Your eyes would get hurt, and that would not be fun. Oh, look at the time. We must go very soon. But first we must take a quick look at the moon. The moon does not shine in the sky in the night, but like a big mirror, reflects the sun's light. Astronauts flew to the moon to explore a place no one had ever been to before. They walked on the moon and then drove all over in a special moon car called a lunar rover. The universe is a mysterious place. We are only just learning what happens in space. So I brought you a present to look in the sky. Just put this telescope up to your eye. Oh dear, I must go fly back up to the stars and take things 1 and 2 out to dinner on Mars. But there's lots to discover, and it might be you who looks up in the sky and finds something that's new.
This book is called The Planets in Our Solar System. It was written by Franklin M. Branley and illustrated by Kevin O'Malley. We all live on a planet. Our planet is called Earth. It is one of 9 planets that go around the sun. You probably know the name of some of the planets. Maybe you know all of them. The 9 planets are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. The 9 planets are part of the solar system. The most important part of the solar system is the sun. The word sol means sun in Latin, so the solar system means the sun system. After the sun, the most important parts of the solar system are the 9 planets. Have you ever tried to find the planets in the sky? Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto are very dim. You need a telescope to see them. You don't need a telescope to see Venus, Mars, Jupiter, or Saturn. They look like bright stars, but they don't twinkle, they glow. You may have seen them and thought they were stars. You don't need a telescope to see Mercury either. You can see it early evening, just after the sunset. The sky is not very dark then, so you have to be a good sky watcher to find Mercury. But there is another part of the solar system that you can see easily. It is the moon. The moon goes around Earth. It's called Earth's satellite. Most of the other planets also have satellites. Asteroids are also part of the solar system. So are comets and meteoroids. Asteroids are big chunks of rock that go around the sun. Many are as big as a house. Some are as big as mountains or even bigger. Comets are collections of ice, gas, and dust. The center of a comet may be only a few miles across. The tail of gases may be millions of miles long. Meteoroids are bits of rock and metal. Some are as large as boulders, but most are as small as grains of sand. Have you ever seen a shooting star? It was not really a star. It was a meteoroid falling toward the Earth. The solar system has many parts. The sun, the 9 planets, the satellites of the planets, asteroids, comets, and meteoroids. The main parts are the sun and 9 planets. 7 of the planets have 1 or more satellites. 4 of them have rings. The 9 planets move around the sun. They move in paths called orbits. The drawing shows the orbits. Mercury takes only 88 days to go around the sun once. Pluto takes much longer than that. It takes about 248 years. Mercury is closer to the sun than any other planet, but even Mercury is millions of miles from the sun. Suppose you could fly from Mercury to the sun in a rocket, and suppose the rocket went 50,000 miles an hour. It would take more than 4 weeks to get there. It would take the same rocket over 8 years to go from Pluto to the sun. Pluto is farther from the sun than any other planet, but it isn't always. From 1979 to 1999, it has been closer to the sun than Neptune. From 1999 to 2250, Pluto will be once more the farthest planet from the sun. Neptune and Pluto are farthest from the sun. That is why they are the coldest planets. Temperature on these planets are about 328 degrees Fahrenheit below 0. That's much colder than any place on Earth. Even the South Pole never gets that cold. Mercury and Venus are the hottest planets. The temperature on Mercury reaches 600 degrees Fahrenheit. Sometimes it is much colder. On Venus, the temperature stays around 860 degrees Fahrenheit. Planets and animals cannot live on Mercury or Venus. They would burn up. They cannot live on Neptune or Pluto either. They would freeze. Jupiter and Saturn are also very cold. Of all the planets, Earth is the only one where people live. We think no other planet in our solar system has plants or animals of any kind. Earth is the life planet. Earth is a middle-sized planet. 4 of the planets are smaller than Earth. They are Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Pluto. 4 of the planets are larger than Earth. They are Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Jupiter is the biggest of all the planets. It is much bigger than Earth. Suppose Jupiter were a large hollow ball. Over 1,000 Earths could fit inside it. Pluto is the smallest planet. It is much smaller than Earth. It is even smaller than the Moon. More than 100,000 Plutos would fit inside Jupiter. Pluto is actually considered a dwarf planet because it's so small. Earth is the most important planet to you and to all of us. That's because it's the planet where we live. It is not the biggest planet in the solar system, nor is it the smallest. It is not the hottest or the coldest. Earth is about in the middle, and it's just right for us.
Welcome to this episode of Planet Trivia, where we will test your knowledge of our amazing solar system. Your first question is, which planet is closest to the Sun? Is it Earth, Saturn, Neptune, or Mercury? The answer is Mercury. At an average distance of only 57.9 million kilometers, Mercury orbits closer to the Sun than any other planet. Which planet is considered Earth's twin in mass and size? Is it Venus, Uranus, Saturn, or Mars? Earth and Venus have a very similar composition. They are also neighboring planets. However, Venus and Earth are also very different. Venus has an atmosphere that is about 100 times thicker than Earth and has a surface temperatures that are extremely hot. Venus does not have life or water oceans like Earth does. Also, it rotates backwards compared to Earth and the other planets. Your next question is, which planet is the largest in the solar system? Is it Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, or Earth? The answer is Jupiter. Remember, over 1,000 Earths could fit inside Jupiter. What planet is referred to as the red planet? The answer is Mars. Mars appears in the sky as an orange-red star. The next question is, which planet is known for having very high temperatures? Venus. The temperatures on Venus stay around 860 degrees Fahrenheit. That's really hot. Next up, which planet has the most moons? Is it Mars, Jupiter, Venus, or Saturn? Saturn. Saturn has a total of 82 moons. Which planet has a density less than water? Is it Saturn, Earth, Uranus, or Jupiter? Saturn. Saturn is a very large planet, and it's the second largest planet in the solar system. However, it is made up mostly of gas and is less dense than water. Since it's lighter than water, it can float on water. None of the other planets in our solar system could do this because they have higher densities than water. What planet is referred to as the life planet? Is it Mars, Earth, Mercury, or Jupiter? The answer is Earth. Earth is home to us, plants, animals. It is full of life, and it is the only planet in our solar system that is. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Planet Trivia.
My name is Vivian Claire Rogers. This is a space station. This is his rover. I think it's on Mars. I think they're on Mars because they have a rover. It's a spaceship to go somewhere, like to different planets. Maybe they want to go back to Earth. And Earth is our home. Not just like our house. That's not just our home. Earth is kind of our home because we live on that. I like how the like some of the planets are hot. Some of the planets lay on their sides. And some of the planets have rings. And some of the planets are really one special. Like these are the two that special I know. Like Jupiter is the biggest planet that I have never seen. And see where I'm talking right here? All of the people live on Earth. Earth is a different kind of planet, but it's still a planet. It makes it a planet because it says all of the planets are spheres, but one of them are the biggest planet. Remember how I said Jupiter? That's the biggest sphere of the geometric shapes. Trees and plants and flowers and food also live on Earth too. Even our house. The Earth spins around and around so fast. The reason, do you know why how we're not like
How do we not fall off?
Yeah, it's gravity. Gravity pulls us together, and so we won't lump around while it's spinning so fast. This is how night comes and morning comes. Thanks for watching me. I hope you had a really good time. But bye, guys.